Every great idea started somewhere small, a passing thought, a frustration, a moment you almost didn't bother writing down. The dots were always there, you just couldn't see them. We journal to think clearly, to grow, and to remember who we were and understand who we were becoming. But the habit breaks, the pages pile up, and every entry sits alone, disconnected from everything that came before it. That idea from January, the pattern hiding in March, the breakthrough in May, that needed both to make sense. Introducing Daki Life. Capture a thought in 30 seconds, watch it find its place. As months pass, clusters form, themes emerge, trends you didn't know you were living reveal themselves. What felt like noise was one big idea growing, and for the first time you can see exactly what makes up your life. How much of your thinking goes towards your work, your relationships, your fears, and your dreams, not just what you thought, but who you are and how you spend yourselves. Journaling is one of the most evidence-backed habits for mental clarity and growth, yet most people still quit. It demands too much time, too much effort, and even when you push through, every entry exists in isolation. No patterns, no connections, no sense of how far you've come. We are all moving through time, but very few of us ever stop to ask, where did it actually go to make who I am? Obsidian and Logseq are powerful tools, but they're built for note-taking and knowledge management. Manual tags, manual everything. DocuLife is a semantic journaling app that automatically organizes your thoughts into a living map of your mind. Welcome to DocuLife. Let your ideas find each other. Now we are in the profile. The profile is now currently using a mock user with a bunch of user data filled with 251 journal entries. As you can see, we have 15K words with 128 hours spanning across them. You can see we've refined our animations within the app from the streak animation and also others. So from the profile or home, as you can see, we show the top relations of the most amount of nodes within each relation and show the top three. Moreover, we show focus breakdowns for within these relations / categories. We can show our own metrics, depth, divergence, density, and cohesion, and we also show the amount of hours between your top 8. There are 3 main stages: capture, connect, and see. Let's first go to the capture stage, which is the focus session. And this is basically journaling within a focus break time. So let's set our time to 25, video editing, but this could be anything you want, our total timeline, and our breaks. So we would want one break, which defines our Pomodoro break session, and the break could be 5 minutes, and we can select an ambience. So when we start, we've refined our animations for the ambience and the focus timer to make it really satisfying for the user. So let's pause this. Let's actually journal. So for example, journaling during focus sessions are a great way to make organic reflections on what you're doing in life, rather than journaling, let's say, at the end of the day, where you're struggling to find how or what to write. So let's say ABC, but in another case, if we're video editing, we were really inspired, we could say, wow, I really enjoyed my thoughts and I really was inspired to do this, so I want to do, or these are my new goals. So now let's return. And the notes save. Next, our entries automatically cluster and connect by meaning, no tagging required. So let's go to the journal. As you can see, these are all our day summaries within our mock data. So this is really useful as you can add images, as you can see here, and you can define, or I guess these are all the entries you made during your day. And you can also write a summary on how you feel throughout all of these day summaries. So for example, this one is about summer evenings, sincere celebration, and honest vulnerability is how it was tagged. And if you read it, it says first spring day after a long winter, blah, 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 blah. And then we can write a summary about all of these journal entries, which it actually gives us a good topic on how and what to write for traditional journaling at the end of the day, and add an image. Now let's go to the C stage, which is a 3D or 2D map of our mind. So right now we're in the 2D part, and let's click on one of these clusters. This is a big hierarchy of clusterization, and let's click on self-discovery journey. Within this cluster, we have subclusters, and as you can see, meaningful moments. I'm really curious about the meaningful moments in our mock data, and then let's look at emotional balance. So now we're at the root of our cluster, and let's click on this to see how much it relates. A long day, but a full one. The distinction matters to me. There are long days that drain and long days that fill. Okay, well, this one obviously is related to emotional balance, therefore it was classified as emotional balance. Let's look at the other ones. Ended the day by writing 3 things I'm grateful for. The conversation I had at lunch. Well, as you can see, within all your journal entries and all your thoughts, they're getting classified automatically as clusters. I'm really excited to present the 3D one. And as you can see, it's in a 3D view. It's very smooth. And let's click on authentic connections. Within authentic connections, I'm curious about honest vulnerability. So now we have a few nodes defining honest vulnerability in this mock user. If we click on a node, it says checked in on someone I've been worried about. This really defines honest vulnerability and how we're feeling at the time. Let's also search for a node. Let's look at reflection. So we can track all of the different types of nodes which have reflection upon them. So we can see our subclusters which have reflection, and also just all the nodes.
Going more in-depth into our backend, we use OpenAI's text embedding 3 small model to extract semantic meaning from our notes as mathematical vectors. Running certain mathematical algorithms, UMAP, PACMAP, PCA, and HDBScan, we can cluster and position these vectors within coordinate space. This is how we get our 2D and 3D maps of all our notes. Next, for our labeling, we pass in our most representative notes from the embeddings into OpenAI's GPT-4o Mini, which results in an accurate and representative label of the cluster. All this comes together to create passive structure in the notes without any kind of manual labeling.
In conclusion, DocuLife is the fight against time blindness. This is for students, builders, founders, and curious people who want to understand the framework of their own mind.